Hello, everyone. Today is Monday, December 5th, 2022. Oh, wow. It was just 8:32 a.m., but oh well, now it's 8:33. I don't feel like going to breakfast today, so the food that I was going to eat later on yesterday, I'll eat it today. I'll eat the oatmeal and eggs and apples today, and I had some leftover coleslaw from yesterday afternoon. So, but then I have to check out this morning, and I know that nobody's really going to help me with another night in the hotel room. It would be a miracle if somebody did help me with another night, but I basically don't have anywhere to go or anywhere to sleep tonight. And I basically don't have anywhere to sleep tonight. But I'll say this though. I guarantee you that if I weren't sleeping by that spot where I was sleeping at, for the past few months, if I weren't sleeping there, the building would have still been vacant. But as I was trying to tell y'all that they wait till I'm sleeping there to create a whole bunch of noise harassment or noise campaign with the fake construction. And then they must have felt like, oh, well, that didn't get rid of her. Okay, well, we'll get somebody to buy up that building. And they'll get like Masonic, Freemason gang stalkers who are rich enough to afford it to, buy up that building or put a business there. They'll put a business there and then, they'll put a business there and then, just that quick, I get wrongfully banned or I have to leave or I can't sleep there no more. Or if they don't get another business to do it, then they'll have, other homeless perps. I mean, other homeless people, which are perps, because I'm the target. They'll get homeless perps to steal the spot that I had been sleeping at. I'm like, well, if you could sleep somewhere else the night before, I mean, but other real targets, y'all understand. Y'all know what I'm going through. So I have a job interview later on today, and sadly, I won't be able to. I mean, I don't even know if I'll be able to have any peace and quiet. And I'm forced to carry around my big sleeping bag since I can't have a hiding spot no more or a sleep spot no more or any place where I can use the bathroom. You know, so I gotta be forced to carry around my sleeping bag and then go through being wrongfully, me being treated a certain way or discriminated against just because I'm carrying around my sleeping bag. But all I gotta do is not have my sleeping bag, and then I get treated a little bit like more normal. And then, so I don't even know if I go to the library if I would get harassed about my sleeping bag. Or if they won't let me in. But when they got rid of the Michael guy, the Michael Greenfield security guard. When they got, I mean, I don't know. Well, they didn't get rid of him like he's a bad person, but he said that, they moved him somewhere else and he got like a better position of security guard. And then they have more than one security guard because Michael was the only one I was seeing. And then after that, after the situation, after I found out that the online perps were lying about him, that's when he got another job somewhere else. I mean, after the online perps, pretended to be him, and they were harassing me real bad, you know. So I'm definitely afraid. I'm very afraid of this suffering, and it's another form of jail or prison. That people think I deserve to be punished, and they don't even want to help me, and they manipulate and brainwash everybody else to not help me. And then fake TI perps that trying to lure me to go by their house and stuff, they'll try to juice me up and butter me up and make it like, oh, I believe everything you're saying, and try to make things sound too good to be true. And so people who claim to be targeted, they ignore or block me if I try to show them a video of very blatant proof of my targeting. So even a minimum wage full-time job is not enough. It's that plus my income, my Social Security, all that together is still not even enough. They said that the landlords say that it's not enough for me to get a roof over my head. And it's extremely difficult to find a low income they're saying that basically no low income available, no low income housing. And it's like, despite being disabled, I still try to fight for independence and be on my own anyway, try to fight. But due to the workplace discrimination and mobbing, I didn't know it was because I was a targeted individual. Even during my teenage years, I've been hearing about that workplace discrimination is against the law, but so many employers get away with it because they'll say it's hard to, workplace discrimination, it's hard to prove. So I was blacklisted in workplace mob. I was blacklisted before I could even start my own job. My first job during my senior year in high school. And then that first job, they skirted around, manipulated, and played games and didn't want to hire me. And then when they did hire me, they set up shop to for them to workplace mob me. And it's like I was still 17 years old. And even after that, I didn't give up. I would be filling out so many applications, go door to door, filling out job applications, and still nobody want to hire me. And so people want to talk about, oh, that's pink slip follows you everywhere. And, for me to be ganged up on and abused and eventually had enough, and get frustrated, and then they want to talk about my behavior. So there's so many people who just take advantage and screw people over, and then that other person ends up suffering for sometimes not even just years, but a whole life, the rest of their lives, a whole lifetime, the rest of their lives. And then it seemed like it's the damage is irreversible. But sometimes all you got to do is make a complaint about being treated unfairly on the job, and that alone is enough to get you put on the gang stalking list. So when I first got here to Pensacola, one of the first things I did was try to apply for jobs, in which I told y'all about that. And I got on the housing list with, the other housing thing, and then opening doors, they been playing games. Whenever I go there, I mean they gave me just barely any help. And then nowadays when I go there, they just kick me away and tell me go online. They won't even help, or they don't even answer their phone. It's like, what the fuck are y'all here for? And then they'll say it's not our job to help you find housing. Well, what are you this organization for? And then when you go and report to other agencies, the first thing they do is refer you back to opening doors. So there was a point in time they had wrongfully blocked my number because with the online perp. Starbreaker called up and showed them my videos and stuff. So the online perps, you know, it's like, yeah, I mean, well, they had this fake TI perp recently, the one who tried to lure me to Louisiana, and then she even gave me a little money or whatever. But I think that, you know, at first she was trying to tell me that, um, she told me at first that, that when she got on the phone with me, she told me that she don't like the idea of people being muzzled or being stopped from expressing themselves and talking about their targeting. And then I told her vented my frustrations about some fake TI perps that betrayed me. And then later on, she was like, stop talking about your targeting and stop being a threat and don't be a threat. And just focus on this and focus on that. And I'm like, but she didn't have any content up. But I mean, that's why I'm saying, like, why do people try to make it like in order to help me about my targeting that I have to shut up? I mean in order for people to want to help me, they try to make it like, well, you should shut up about your targeting, and then and then just try to sound sane and normal, and then more people will help you. Just like that fake TI perp, the narcissistic fake Christian TI perp that I just refunded her the doggone $50 because she kept on, trying to spiritually control and fix me, and then putting me down, using the Bible to put me down. A fake TI perp trying to use the Bible to put me down and destroy me and everything, and make me feel bad. And she kept on tagging me in community posts and saying stuff. And she tried to tell me that, oh, if you ignore them and stop talking about your targeting and only focus on God, and then if you stop talking about them, if you stop talking about gang stalking, then more people will help you. Well, a real TI wouldn't say that. So and the fake TI perps, they'll pretend like as if they're going through targeting and make shit up to sound believable. But then coming to find out, they're doing like perp activity and trying to bully real targets and try to make you shut up. But the fake Ti perp that try to get me to another area in Louisiana, she tried to tell me, oh yeah, I saw those perps online. Um, when she was referring to the video where they where that online perp whoever is talking about some menace to Pensacola, that she said that she could tell that they manipulated the video to look a certain way, in which they did manipulate. I mean, they compiled a video of just me cursing perps out for refusing to help me, the perps in person, when I beg and panhandle on the streets. But they didn't compile a video of me saying, okay, thank you, or I'm sorry to bother you or whatever. But they only compiled, you know, clips of me, cursing the perps out as a way to manipulate people to not help me. And it's very scary that, is that people are this sadistic. Even men wanting, if you're a man and you want a woman eradicated, ruined, and destroyed, and this woman has never done you anything. That's how I know that's narcissistic for you to act like that, So this phone is breaking down and acting weirder and weirder by the day. Yesterday, my camera started to act weird. Like by default, it would have the setting on photo and the phone flipped away from me. But then I have to manually turn it to the video. Usually it let me choose how I want the phone to be, but I really believe someone is hacking into this phone. And that's why I'd be reluctant to give people my new number, and and that's why I say people just want to get my phone, they want to get my email, or they want to get my phone number and pretend to be fake supportive, and even would donate money just to get me to let my guard down. And then after they have hold of my phone number, then they show their true colors or who they really are. So now so right now I could have had close to $400 right now. But because of what happened Saturday, no, I probably could have had like closer to $350 or $400 by now. But because of what happened Saturday, and I had to get 2 hotel room nights, now I don't even have, I have less than like $75 in the bank for the rest of the month. And now I can't go back to my hometown, New Orleans. And New Orleans claimed to be a place of hospitality, but they have zero tolerance for locals who are homeless. But they will rather that the hospitality is for the rich folks with money. That's the hospitality. And I can't believe how everybody else, it can be so easy for them to have housing and a car and be 18, 19, 20 years old. But it's a struggle for me to even, now it's like a struggle for me to even have a meal to eat. And this is really scary that people are forcing me to stay homeless against my will on purpose. I'm trying to get jobs. I try to get a place to live. They won't let me. I can't go to Mobile, Alabama for the same reasons why I can't go back to New Orleans. And it's not easy to get into a Salvation Army shelter because beds are always full, even though they would charge you $10 a night or probably $20 a night now. Probably, or they'll charge you by the month. So, and then even if you pay to stay at the Salvation Army for the month, even if you pay to stay there, they won't even let you go spend the night by a family member for the holidays. They'll make it like, well, you lose your bed. You can't even spend like Thanksgiving or something for one night, by a family member, or they'll threaten you saying that you'll lose your bed. What kind of freedom is that? And you pay to live there. So I'm getting a little older now, you know, and so I have a lot of disabilities and certain limitations. So I can't even do day labor jobs. I'm too disabled to do stuff like construction and day labor jobs and stuff like that, you know. But see, that Action Labor place, they said that they got lots and lots of jobs available. About a month or two ago, I contacted them and tried to see about a job opportunity. They told me they didn't have much of nothing, but they keep advertising that they have lots and lots of jobs. So I mean, they're shadow banning me online and blocking me from, getting exposure. And, too bad that people are too brainwashed to even believe the truth or care about gang stalking being real. And so, if somebody's seen by society as a conspiracy theorist, then the brainwashed people, they hate you and wish you dead and see you as the enemy or the problem or, the one who society need to get rid of. So, but even when I thought I was going to go to Alamosa, Colorado by that Nancy lady, I was looking on Craigslist and I think Indeed.com on for Colorado, for Colorado area. And I tried to look for how, I mean, well, I didn't need to look for housing because I thought I was going to stay at that apartment that lady was offering. But I was trying to look for jobs out there, and this was last month, a couple of weeks ago. But, you know, but I really, I didn't even say I was going to move there. I said I was trying to because that lady offered me a place. And then I'm glad that she admitted herself about her son being a Freemason. I'm glad she admitted that before I wasted the time and energy to go up there. And then she wanted me to she was controlling and narcissistic enough to try to force me to get rid of my storage unit. That Nancy Hood lady, she wanted me to get rid of my storage unit and before going up there, and talk about she wanted me to be done with Pensacola. I'm like, well, what if I settled there and get a job for a few months and then go back down to Pensacola and come and get all my stuff and settle there. But she probably would have evicted me after like the first week or something, being crooked or whatever. You know. So I'm wondering, how do I keep on hearing homeless people that perp me? How come I keep on hearing about them getting off the streets and getting housing? But then after some months, I see they end up back on the streets though. So, y'all think my suffering is funny unless y'all have to suffer. If you gotta suffer, if your bed, your house was stripped from you, if your car was stripped from you, if your family and your job was stripped from you, you would go crazy too. If you lost the little bit that you have, everything seemingly overnight. But it seems like, you know, two people got hateful and unsubscribed yesterday on YouTube, but then I woke up with now 908 subscribers. And, as I said, a lot of it is perps with multiple accounts. I don't even have 908 separate people that subscribe. It's like some of the perps have multiple accounts. And so, they stalk and watch without wanting to help. And they're rubbing their hands together, waiting for a showdown or a shutdown for me, and waiting for me. They're waiting around for me, for me to be successfully destroyed by society. And I'm not the number one enemy. I bet you y'all online perps, y'all got more respect for Bill Gates and Anthony Fauci and Nancy Pelosi and all them. Y'all got more respect for them than y'all do for a little bitty nobody like me. So y'all don't even care about who's right or who's wrong or who's doing good or who's doing evil. All y'all care is about the haves and the have-nots. And y'all sit there and just, you know, waiting around for a successful downfall for me to happen, a successful takedown. Y'all waiting for a successful takedown for me to happen, and y'all think that shit is funny. So I think I have an idea of where to go after I leave out this hotel room, but for the day, because um I won't be able to have the opportunity to get over to the place where I take a shower. I won't be able to, because of the fact that I have an interview. I won't be able to. I don't think I'll be able to make it today. Wait, let me see. Um, I don't know if I'll be able to make it today. Um, Maybe. I don't know. I might have to go somewhere else today, but me being forced to carry around my sleeping bag, I won't be able to get to go to this downtown library. I mean, they might kick me out. I don't know. But I don't have any place where I can lay down and sleep. And people don't care about other people's suffering, and they don't care about what you got to go through, but they're quick to rescue an animal from suffering. Churches, so-called Christian churches, even ignore me and won't help, or they turn you away, and they conform to the system rather than God's kingdom. They conform to the satanic earthly system before they care about God's kingdom. Yet they claiming to be for God. So, I'm wishing I could have, come on, man. See, right when I try to ask, there's the fake ass train. So I'm trying to ask for any and all the donations and help that I can get for this month now. If, as I said, if Saturday's incident wouldn't have happened, then I wouldn't have to do that. Like, it's supposed to rain tomorrow. And where to go if I gotta be out on the streets and can't sleep anywhere and get just rained on, get wet, and I don't have nowhere to go. I mean, I don't even know if people can pull together and help me with $365 a week for a motel room, like what I used to get help with earlier this year. And then if I can just panhandle on the streets for my food. But it's ridiculous that see other people put up a fundraiser, and they can get their problem solved and get enough donate thousands of dollars overnight and get their donations and get their problem solved. I mean, last night only one person donated me $5 to the fundraiser. Thank you. So I said I need any and all the help that I could get to get off the streets and stay off the streets, and so that I won't have to end up getting wrongfully arrested. I mean, this shouldn't even have to happen. Getting arrested and going to jail or getting locked up in a mental institution. And the online perps, as I say, if you want to look at somebody as a mental patient, but then you bully them and laugh at their suffering. You bully, stalk, follow, and harass. And then you want to talk about me being disrespectful to cops or disrespectful to authority when you disrespect and abuse and stalk me for no reason. So, I mean, you know what? Last night, I think I don't remember what time I went to bed or went to sleep, but I went to sleep, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was after 9 or after 10 o'clock. And then I woke up around, I don't remember if it was 1 or 2 o'clock, and couldn't go back to sleep until after 4 o'clock or close to 5 o'clock. And I tried to put the heater on, and the heater, I tried to put the heater on, and, you know, I tried to put the heater on, and then, it turned off almost immediately after I turned it on. So I had to put the air on the highest, and the highest it would go was 86. So I was still cold, and I heard throughout the middle of the night, I heard the fake ignorant neighbor's TV and was distracted and couldn't sleep. So I'm glad I had my sleeping bag. So I had to, I'm once I covered myself with my sleeping bag, then I was able to sleep better. And then I woke up at about 8, 8 o'clock or 8:30 or something. But it's like in 2020, I used to be able to, and when Alex ran me out of Pensacola and I had to go to Mobile, Alabama, excuse me, people on Twitter, I used to be able to get almost enough help every day. I mean, I used to get help. I used to get enough help for a hotel room almost every day. But the fake TI perps started to get jealous and making smear campaigns about me. And then it started to get harder for me to get help. And it was the fake TI perps that made the false rumor and the smear campaign that made the false rumors that that I'm a scammer and stuff, or that I'm getting over on people. And I didn't even realize they were making those rumors behind my back. Then when my twin sister got involved, she really manipulated and successfully turned a lot of so-called TIs against me. And like she turned any other friend away from me and make them hate me. All she got to do is lie and make up, lie to people saying I molested her child. But then being a targeted individual, I'm surprised other targets don't feel like, well, oh, it's obvious that her twin sister is a perp, because you know that they make false rumors saying that a targeted individual is a pedophile or a murderer or, a thief, drug addict, a crazy person, a racist, and everything else. Or yeah, they'll also lie and say you're a crazy person, or they'll lie and say you're XYZ criminal, or that you're a scammer, or whatever makes you look bad. And they make society hate you enough that everybody wants you put to death. When behind closed doors, that's what the gang stalkers, they're sex traffickers, so that's what they do. They do the very same things that they're guilty of, they'll lie and say that you're guilty of it, while they get respect, but you get nothing. And I'm an author and write ebooks, and you know they want to make sure that I'm shadow banned and ignored, or that people are not even really interested in my writings or nothing. But then fake TI perps that want to try to get close to you, they want to pretend like they want to juice your head up and think that you're better than, you know, a New York Times writer. But then after they betray you and turn against you, they'll switch their narrative and make like your writing was always trash. But they'll claim to be authors and writers too, and then they'll shun me for trying to make money from my short stories or try to make a living from my short stories. But then, like, they'll shun me for trying to make a living from my short stories, but then, they'll shun me from trying to make a living from my short stories. I mean, they'll shun me for trying to make a living from my short stories, but then, they're going around, they try to sell novels and artwork and stuff. Or they might have a secret talent with art and keep it secret from me throughout the whole so-called friendship. And I'm showing them my short stories. And then after they betray me and turn against me, I'm like, well, I didn't know that you do abstract art. Or I didn't know that you're a poet. Or I didn't know you do this or do that. How come it's okay for other professed targeted individuals to write and publish ebooks and novels and stuff like that and have a large following, but people want to make sure I'm suppressed? So yeah, they're destroying and ruining my right to life. And then online gang stalkers, they'll laugh at me fighting for my right to live. That's funny to them. Like, as if they think they got the authority to dictate that I do not have the right to live. And online strangers who just come on the scene, they act like they think as if they know me more. They think they know my life more than I know my own life, or they think they know my life more than people who've been knowing me for years. So, you want to know something funny? I don't even feel like eating the oatmeal. I don't even have that much of an appetite this morning. I don't know, but I'll eat breakfast, and then you know then I'll yeah. So I'm undecided what I need to do for the day, but before 4 o'clock I need help with I'm gonna be asking for help every day until at least next month when I get my next Social Security check. So I think that I heard something about that. I'm supposed to probably next month end up getting like 900, a little over $900 starting next month. Whatever happened to that $200 extra that we were supposed to get for the Social Security? So I mean, nothing seems promising right now. And as I said, I need all the help that I can get. All y'all, I mean, I got 900 people and none of y'all can help me. That's how I know the majority of who subscribe to me, the majority of y'all, I'll say that over 95% of y'all are perp trolls that subscribe to me. But only probably about 5% is, people who support me. And they, only pop in like once a month, to say something, supportive or nice or give me some encouragement. So, and then it seems like certain help that people act like they want to give, it's not even help. It's just control, and to try to hoping that they can get me to shut up or stop looking crazy. So, I'm gonna be asking for help every day. Even though I know the majority of the time I won't even get it, but people wait around for Christmas to pretend to be fake nice and fake generous and fake giving. Why y'all can't be like that all year round? I'm blacklisted from society and also too disabled to do just any job. I have a bachelor's degree, but hardly any skills. I try to make a living from my writing. The gang stalkers block that too. If I had an access to kitchen facility, even if it's an extended stay hotel with a kitchen, I would have fun enjoying, to do cooking videos, but it's like the online perps and the in-person perps, they just ruin everything. They totally destroy, and it's like I'm being ruined too much to not be to be considered not a real TI, and somebody who's not even really suffering. Somebody who's not even really suffering, they can be called God's chosen when they're not going through hell. They're not even speaking on the hell that they're going through. And then, if you're supposed to be targeted, how can you falsely accuse me of playing the victim all the time? Or being too negative? but you never said it to my face. You just sneak behind my back and do a video about me, and I know you were talking about me. So, I mean, people who sell their soul to the devil, they ain't gonna help you unless they're trying to manipulate you to join too. Or in order to get services or support or help, I gotta shut up. Or in order for me to get rewarded with a job, I gotta be quiet and shut up about my targeting. Or I deserve to get fired or get my job taken away from me if I talk about my targeting. I could have still been working at Avis right now. By now, I probably could have possibly got a raise by now. No, I probably could have been successful with the cab driving job. But new people coming on the scene, online perps coming on the scene with false information and think they know it all. False information about me and think they know it all. And that's fucked up that the online perps think it's funny that they have my blog shadow banned. And they manipulate a way for all the embarrassing stuff about me is on Google. Like the first results is the smear campaigns about me from other people. That's when employers see fake TI perps making up lies on me, and then that also hurts me so that I can't even get a job, or the employer will be reluctant to hire me. And so if they say we do background checks, and if they look you up on Google and they see that fake TI perps lying and saying Candy is a scammer, then they don't give a fuck about how that ruins me. And then employers don't even want to give me a job. I never took advantage of or screwed over nobody. But the online perps and fake TI perps, the ones who trying to control and abuse me and try to manipulate me to shut up if they donate me $5 and then want me to shut up about my targeting, and then they show me satanic hand signs, and then I block them for showing themselves satanic towards me, and then they pretend to play the victim like as if I'm the one who wronged them, or I'm the one who did them dirty or screwed over them. But they have, a few genuine people who help with no strings attached, and they have a good heart. But it's not that many of them. So, they had this person was helping me twice a month for like 3 or 4 months. And the person helped me from, I don't remember if it was June or July, all the way through September. And then after that, that person just disappeared. That person is not even actively posting tweets on Twitter. I don't even know what happened to that person. So, but I wish there was a way, other people suggest that I should, try to get my videos monetized and stuff. And, but I mean, I don't have enough subscribers now, but I try to get my blog monetized, and Google AdSense, they rejected me. And then the online perps brag about shadow banning my blog. But they only care about what's supposed to make me look embarrassed. They only care about what's supposed to make me look embarrassed. And the perps are on YouTube. They're just making a whole mockery out of me and putting me to undeserved shame. And professed targets, they join in. They join in. Like, if you're supposed to be chosen or targeted and going through the persecution, like, you have a car and a house, your ass, you ain't starving. You got over 5,000 subscribers. Your videos are monetized. You got ebooks and merchandise that you're selling. You know, I mean, and so it seems like it's, if the popular fakes already getting money, they don't need money, but it's like they got a large following and still getting donations from people in addition to having monetized YouTube. Like, they got over 20,000 subscribers or sometimes 50,000 subscribers. And all they do is sit behind a desk or drive around in their car all day talking about the program in general, and people tout them as a real targeted individual, but they don't even talk about their personal experiences. They don't even talk about their personal experiences, or they feel like it's not necessary. Because, well, how can people prove you to be real or fake? And then it's backwards, because the popular fakes, they say that you're fake because you're still doing videos showing about your targeting, and you're the one struggling and in distress. I mean, in 2019, the so-called TI community, they didn't even care about appearing to be mentally unstable to society, because but now professed targets, they sold out and got quiet, and they're getting paid, and they're going around to bully real targets still suffering. And they even make other real targets brainwash and make them hate you. You know, if you're a professed targeted individual and you shun me for begging and panhandling and being homeless, but why do you have your Cash App in your YouTube bio, in your about section? You have your Cash App, PayPal, but you have a house and a car, and you have a house and a car, and you got food on your table, and you got a loving family, but you don't. But you shun me for having nothing and trying to ask for support. And the online perps, they think they got the authority to dictate that I'm not an author and that I'm not a writer. And they brag about, as I said, they brag about shadow banning my blog. They brag about shadow banning and suppressing my YouTube videos. And they manipulate even other targets to think a certain way about me and hate me. Now everybody want to punish me and say that I'm not chosen or I'm not a real TI. As I said, I'm showing the hypocrisy of the fake TI perps, that only they can beg and panhandle while they're rich. I mean, if you just bought a house, what the fuck you need people to donate to your Cash App for? But I'm sitting here just denied housing because my income isn't enough. And then when I post up on an ad on Craigslist, for, seeking help with the room to rent, people wait until after my paycheck is nearly gone, or they'll wait till the middle of the month to offer me a room after my money is already gone. I'm like, well, I can never have it to where if I post up an ad a few days before, like if I post an ad up like on the 29th of the month, and then I get paid on the 3rd, then, they'll wait till like the 15th and my money will be gone. And that's when they'll offer. I'm like, well, what the hell? And then they want to charge first. They want to copy off real landlords and charge first and last month's rent. So I talked a lot, and I'm just venting, and my anxiety is really high. As I said, I need any and all the help I can get. Please help me.